Oh, are you going to sit in the front row, Marina? Of course you are. This is your baby. It's an enormous baby, enormous digital baby. Are we good to go? Yeah? All right, thank you very much. Where are the speakers from this morning? Raise your hands so I can eyeball you. Fantastic. Okay, come and fill the seats at the front. Good, fine gentlemen. Look, oh, look, seats here. Seats here. Oh, not too far away. Taco, okay, I'll let you off because you've already been on stage and done a very fine job. All right, come in, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, dear speakers, dear audience, those of you here, and of course, a warm, warm welcome back. Thank you for being with us. I don't know, because I haven't had the figure, how many of you there are, but it is so good of you to stick with us and also enjoy this great event. Are your phones on silent? Can you please check that they are? A very, very warm welcome to the second, the last day of the Digital Ocean Forum, this year's edition, the fourth edition organised by the European Commission. Let me say again, because I don't think it's been said enough, with Mercator Ocean International, Flanders Marine Institute and Seascape Belgium as the very hard-working implementation partners in the framework of the Edito project. So we had a very, very full day yesterday. Who did learn something really useful in the onboarding sessions? Because it's not necessarily something at your fingertips that you're experienced, but did you take something away from the onboarding sessions? Raise your hands if it was useful to be in there and ask questions and give your feedback, and know that the feedback is being taken away, as we saw from the final session, and will be worked upon. So I think that was a true good dialogue, a proper exchange among the community, really an articulation of what was asked. Please be part of this evolution. We literally cannot do it without you. So let's start with a poll today. What about today? We've got more breakouts, but we've got a couple of sessions here that fill in the gaps of some of the content that you need to hear. Maybe start with a poll. Can I ask you, and also the audience online, if you would be willing to exercise your thumbs? Not such an early hour, 9:30. What about today? What are you particularly excited about that's on the agenda today? Let's have a look. Is it again that you get the chance to be in an onboarding breakout session, apart from you good people online, but you do get the outputs? Is it to meet the community expert group or the project forum? Is it to ask best questions to better understand how to engage with the Edito platform? Or is it really you want to walk away with a new partner, a collaborator, somebody with whom you can take things forward? Oh yes, okay, I've got something completely different. I'm just reading out willy-nilly, or get a feel for the next platform milestones. So that's my bad, sorry, good people. Okay, we had one extra. We had one extra that I did not have. Okay. Let's let that settle just a moment. Okay. I think a good sign there. A perfectly good sign. So the big question is, I'm going to make you roar like at an English pantomime at Christmas. Are you ready to onboard the Edito platform? Raise your voice if you are. Thank you. Okay, all right, so before we get to the onboarding sessions, let's have the bigger picture. It describes, that's why it was in the poll, the different kinds of support on offer, training, tools, a dedicated forum and more. These good people would like to explain to you exactly what's on offer and how you can benefit. We will take questions from the room. Let's see what happens after each. Now, each of our speakers will present 8 to maximum 10 minutes. I have literally, not more than encouraged, I have mandated that they don't speak too fast, okay? Because there is a lot of content for us to listen to. So my invite to the stage from Mercator Ocean International, who's going to talk about user support, Gaël Henaf-Sterbik. Hold your thoughts, and you can all come together. We're going to welcome back Marie Drevillon, also from Mercator, to talk about the data quality stamp. Talking about that Edito Project Forum will be Ayman Shear. She is from the Flanders Marine Institute, and then from Seascape in Belgium to talk about the Edito Community Expert Group, we have Jan Bart Calvart. So how about you all sit here? Why don't we start from this side? So if Gaël can come here, then Marie, then Ayman, and then Jan Bart. And I'm very happy to see a predominantly female lineup. That always makes me happy because I do a hell of a lot of manuals, and it's nice when there is a few more women in the mix, I must say. All right, a warm welcome to you. Gaël, you get to sit but for a second, because now, you've got one here, you have a clicker here. Can I invite you to alter the microphone to your height? You don't have to speak too close, but you will feel when you're heard, because otherwise the sound man will cry, literally. Okay, that's pretty good.
Hi, yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay? Yeah.
Wonderful. So what are you going to talk to us about? User support?
Yeah, and learning resources.
And?
Learning resources, capacity development.
All righty, over to you. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm starting our second day with a short presentation on how users will be able to onboard the Edito platform in a few months, with the main focus being on the user support and learning resources. First of all, to give you a bit of context, these tasks fall under another task called Services and Operations, which is about delivering an effective user support and an optimized user experience to users of the Edito platform. And it covers 3 main points. The first one is providing a multi-level user support to all levels of Edito users. It's also about working on the scientific validation of data to ensure quality and trust of what's available on the platform. And finally, it's implementing capacity development activities through tutorial, training sessions, and technical guides. Concerning the first point, which is the user support, it will be there to provide structured assistance to Edito users, and we are planning on launching this at the end of March 2026. Basically, you will find 2 user support levels. The first one will be the level 1. You will find on all of the Edito's web pages a widget where you will be able to find all of the necessary informations, like open chat and ticket, for example. You will also find a public knowledge base of articles and documentation to help self-support for the users. And finally, we will have 1 person dedicated full-time to answering the general and technical questions of the users. Well, obviously full-time according to French laws, but that's the idea, basically, to have someone for this task. And we will also have a level 2 user support for the more technical questions. And it will be basically there to offer a step-by-step guidance for advanced usage and contributions to Edito. The team of experts will mainly be from the DigitalOcean department of Mercator, that you might already know of, because currently when you have questions on the platform, you are in contact with them via email. To do so, we are planning on using a help desk tool, which is an AI-powered all-in-one communication and support platform to offer a comprehensive, personalized, and scalable user support. And basically, if you're familiar with the Copernicus Marine Help Center, it will have the same structure. So you will find the Help Center, a branded multilingual self-serve portal with collections and sub-collections of articles to facilitate user autonomy on the platform. And also the Edito widget that I've mentioned to facilitate the customer service and to have a high resolution rate using Edito's documentation. A quick overview of the timeline. So as I said, we are planning on having this operational user support, so tools, documentation, and human resources at the end of March 2026. But for now, we are still in the reviewing and implementation phase of the service. Concerning the scientific validation of data, so it's there to have validated results flagged for downstream use on Edito. So what we want to do is to verify the scientific quality of the data, models, and applications. And this includes providers' data as well as the users' contributions to the platform. And just to go quickly over the user path concerning this task, when a user will publish something on Edito, the support team will be made aware of it and will let the validation team know, which is the operations and monitoring department at Mercator. And there it will apply a STEM validation process to determine the validity of the data or contributions. Concerning the process, I will let Marie speak about it more in the next presentation, and you will be able to have more detail on the exact process. My last point is about the Edito capacity development activities to train and empower Edito platform users through tailored and scalable learning resources. To do that, we are planning on providing progressive learning paths for beginners and advanced users to offer several types of formats like lab sessions, interactive exercises, and pre-recorded tutorials, and also to develop user guides, technical documentation inside of the Help Center to help users facilitate their training by themselves if they want to. And we will also be setting up a training management system for registration, content delivery, and access to replays. So basically, you will find everything, just one example, on one web page, and you will be able to access all of the materials related to the event. Finally, concerning the capacity development activities, these trainings will be online and open to everyone. And in 2026, we are planning on having 3 of them, one in April, one in June, and the last one in November. So the topics have not been decided yet, but I've noted a few ideas from yesterday and probably today also. And lastly, the last slide, it's just, so if you're using the QR code, it's just to allow you as users of the platform to give us your feedback. So it's a quick survey, an open survey. You can send us a comment, suggestion if you have specific needs. So don't hesitate to take a look and submit anything you wish to submit concerning the Edito platform. And that's it for me.
Thank you so much. Please join us. And I thank you. I give you 25 gold stars for delivering that at a nice, easy pace. Just what I noted at the beginning, I hope they did too. I think you will. It was right at the start. This is for everyone from beginners to experts, so that's important to take away. I also was interested to see that you can get a notification of the status there. That pops up that comes automatically, does it?
Concerning the STEM validation process?
Yeah.
Yes, so the user will, when they will submit the data, they will be made aware of the timeline of the process, so they will know exactly how much time they need to wait. Okay. And once it's decided, they will be receiving an email or a notification. Yeah.
And the last one, because actually I was just saying, I was going to ask you how much you may have picked up yesterday about the specific needs that people articulated, and then you said, I already have some ideas for the trainings that come, not to put you too much on the spot, but maybe you could share 1 or 2 of the ideas with people to make that link to what they've been asking for. Where do you think they need most help?
Yeah, I think maybe step-by-step tutorials for beginners to start, just to know how to use the platform, to run tutorials, to submit something. So yeah, maybe just slow step-by-step tutorials for people to be able to enjoy the platform fully. And then we will focus on advanced users to see what they can do.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to add you didn't hear or underline, good people? No? I'm just... a small clap, large clap. We will wait, because Cyrielle, you are curating questions that might come in from Slido. So anything in the room, or you're happy to put that in Slido and we see at the very end, okay? And also for you online. Thank you. So we're moving now to, you're talking about data quality stamp, Marie, is that right? Yep, all right. The floor is yours. The clicker is there. And you can have 2 if you want, I don't mind. Yeah, like OK Corral. Yeah. You're welcome. Okay.
Morning. So I will talk about the validation stamping process. So it's very preliminary discussions we will need to have in the Edito Project Forum, but I will give you the status. And so I will talk about the importance of the scientific validation, the existing protocols in the community, and what are the challenges and opportunities with the digital twin ocean, and what could be the first version of this validation stamp. So there are several validations needed to build a digital twin of the ocean. There's let's say IT validation. You need to respect the syntax, so you need to have a structure in your data, you need to have correct metadata, so that's important. But the quality validation, the validation of the scientific content is also very important, of course. This is to build trust, the trust of the users, of course, in the oceanographic data, the models and applications that we deliver on the digital twin. We need to measure quality also because we need to measure the improvements, the regular continuous improvement of what we are doing. We need to maintain the solutions, and we need to ensure that they are innovative. Depending if it's data, models, or applications, we may, the main conditions of trust of the users may be a little bit different, or there may be a slightly different focus. For data, they need to be state-of-the-art, accurate, and consistent. And for models, maybe we will first focus on being sure that they are evidence-based and peer-reviewed. And applications also peer-reviewed, fit for purpose, reliable, of course. So if we look at what is already used in the community for validating data, of course, there are examples of the Copernicus Marine Service and EMODNet. So Marine Service on the left and EMODNet on the right. And so these data services, as you know, already have user trust. Hopefully, I hope so, because we are working at it very hard in this room. And so Copernicus Marine and EMODNet both have quality assurance feedback loops involving the users and the producers in producing data quality information and quality flags for in-situ data for EMODNet and quality information for observation products and model products for Copernicus Marine. So the users know where to find the quality information. For the models, the validation protocols that exist, so it gets a little bit more difficult because there are many models, as we saw yesterday, many different models in the community that will be available in the digital twin ocean. So here I take the example of ocean physical forecasting models. There's this Ocean Predict international program. It's a collaboration program between ocean global forecasters for the physics of the ocean, and they have a protocol in place to validate and intercompare models and to ensure that they have a correct statistical behavior with respect to reference observations or with respect to the literature. They check the physical or the biogeochemical or biological behavior of ocean processes at all scales, and also the consistency of the variability and trends for the long time series, for instance. And this protocol is used, for instance, in the Copernicus Marine Service to follow the quality change in time of the model products, for instance. So we check we check every month that the model outputs, analyses, and forecasts do stay consistent in time, that they have the right statistical behavior with respect to observations. For instance, on this curve, you see the metrics that we follow with the color curves, and also the number of reference observations that we have, that we use to perform these statistics at the regional and global scale. We also use this protocol as a way to measure the operational readiness of forecasting systems. So it's a best practice that we share. For instance, here in the Ocean Prediction Decade Collaborative Center with the operational readiness levels. And we also use these metrics to perform benchmarking. For instance, here, this is OceanBench. It is a benchmark system for the AI-based forecasting systems that exist today in the community. For applications now, so it's even more difficult because applications are also based on models, and there's even a widest variety of applications and models when you get closer to the coast or to final end users. And so it goes from maritime safety to biology, to ports, operational activities, so many applications. You can see here on this example coming from Eurogoose. So, of course, we need to be sure that there's a quantification of the uncertainty, but this is strongly depending on the available observations that we have to perform this uncertainty check. And here we need to use phenomenon-oriented metrics, so it is more difficult to automate, to imagine that we will have automated processes, but we can work at it. So we can rely on peer review as a first step, and we can also rely on user feedback, maybe, to understand if these applications can be stamped in a way. Then the what-if scenarios, we can imagine that we can check first if the question asked is relevant to the domain, as we said yesterday, and then if we can check the historical period, and also use peer review as a first quality stamp. But this is, I think, something that needs to be discussed within the project forum, and for this community to converge on processes that will be able to address all the multiple domains that are tackled within the digital twin ocean. So we have a lot of challenges because we will have to address regional errors, extremes, unobserved variables for models. We will have new data sources coming in like high-resolution satellite, new in situ, ensemble model products, AI-driven models, and this will be an increased data volume and complexity, a need. While we need to have reproducible and transparent and scalable validation processes. So a lot of challenges, but also a lot of opportunities to harmonize, to intercompare, to automate the testing and the validation and the benchmarking, hopefully, and to scale also. The platform will also give us opportunities to exchange a lot with the users and to build together, to build trust and to build faster ways to adapt to evolving user needs. So for first version of a quality stamping, of course, we can rely on what is already validated. And so first, Copernicus Marine Data and IMODNET data can have a quality stamp, and we can also rely on a community approach and peer review to ensure that we propose models and applications that are trustable. And of course, we can work within the project to see how we can quality stamp applications or models that are within the community, but maybe not yet published or peer-reviewed, and contributions from a larger community, from the citizens, etc., using automated processes or other ideas that will come up within this new large community. So first, community validation approach, and then possibly automated validation with new cloud-based tools, benchmarking, and eventually we can imagine that the user feedback will also enter our validation stamping approach. So, thank you.
Super clear. Even for somebody who's not in this space, super clear. A couple of questions, if I may. Just one observation I thought it was important to underline for me, also picking up some of the comments in the previous event for IMODNET, the importance of the feedback loop between the producer and the user. I think you mentioned that there. So that's a feature. anything to say, or that was, no? No obligation, maybe it was just something that
So maybe I can say that this exchange, this feedback loop, is already very important in the existing services that are in place. And so we strongly rely on that, and we want to keep this momentum and improve it thanks to the digital twin.
Yeah, and it all plugs into this reuse, valorization of the data. The one other thing I wanted to just ask, right at the beginning on one of the first slides, you said, improve, maintain, you said make sure the data is innovative. You used the word state-of-the-art, consistent. Forgive me, just to be really clear for me, what constitutes innovative data? Because we also heard yesterday, I think it was in the EMODNet event, that there is sometimes good data, no data, and bad data. So what is innovative data as compared to bad data, even?
In this particular case, I think I was mostly thinking about new models.
Okay.
So maybe not necessarily. Of course, there are innovative observations too. I think here in the domain of biology, for instance, but these are really, we have a lot of questions on how to validate these, and so this is for this community to think about on the research side, but on the service side, it's going to be a challenge to be able to get this data validated, etc. But for the model, for the innovative model data, I was thinking also about the AI forecasts coming in and how we do validate this. So that's also a series of questions for this community to address in the coming months, years.
Thank you. Have we got, we can take at the end, but there is stuff coming in, is there? So let's make sure we create the space. I promise we will create the space for those questions. So should we hear from you, Ayman Shir, so the project forum, many of the initiatives, many of the projects are in the room, right? So you're going to take us through that. Over to you. There you go. The clicker is still there.
Yes.
Let us learn.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ayman Sheikh, and I'm project manager for EDITO at Flanders Marine Institute. I'm very sure that you all are aware of EDITO, as you all are hearing about it since yesterday, so I don't have to dig deep into what EDITO is. But one of the terminology that got stuck in my mind, co-creation. And I'm here to announce the launch of a very exciting community platform, the EDITO Project Forum. The co-creation word got stuck to my mind because that's the idea of Project Forum. We all have done that. So, what is Project Forum? The EDITO Project Forum is a collaborative platform designed to foster ongoing collaboration, networking, and cooperation among both current and future EDITO projects. The Project Forum aims to create a community around the European Digital Twin of the Ocean initiative, enabling projects to actively contribute to the platform's development, enhance knowledge exchange, and promote co-creation across the community. In short, the Project Forum will be instrumental in building a sense of community around the Digital Twin of the Ocean initiative. Now, what kind of members will be part of the Project Forum? The Project Forum provides a space for projects to connect and co-create, where they can explore how their data, applications, and models can contribute to and benefit from EDITO platform. What does this mean for you? As a member, you will actively shape how EDITO's future tools, services, and priorities looks like while building a networking connection in the broader community. Now, some of the priorities and objectives of the Project Forum are: Project Forum will facilitate co-creation, as I mentioned before. The forum will encourage active participation from stakeholders to shape EDITO's tools, services, and overall direction. This is not just about receiving information, it's about actively contributing to Edito's evolution. Project Forum will enable knowledge sharing as we aim to promote the exchange of best practices, lessons learned, and expertise among Edito project partners and other stakeholders that will result in a strengthening collaboration. Project Forum will serve as a structured channel for stakeholders to provide feedback, observation, and recommendations that will directly inform Edito's development. There will be a strong connection between the forum members. That will be a point we heard. There will be new initiatives, innovations, and coordinated activities to achieve common goal. This will result in elevating your project profile within the scientific, policy, and industrial communities, encouraging broader engagement and adoption of the Edito platform. What are the priorities of the Project Forum? To keep members informed about the Edito's progress, plans, and roadmap development to ensure everyone is aligned and up to date. Project Forum will map out the specific needs of participating projects and tailor the Edito platform to better meet these requirements, some of which we heard in the breakout rooms yesterday. Project Forum will facilitate the exchange of ideas, insights, and experiences among participating projects to encourage collaboration and growth. Project Forum worked towards ensuring the Edito aligns with European and international marine initiatives promoting coherence and interoperability across diverse marine projects and platforms. Now, who can join the Project Forum? All of you and more. But obviously, European, international, and local projects who are interested in onboarding Edito or wants to contribute in the European digital twin of the ocean or just want to be informed about Edito can be the member of the Project Forum. Now, I have mentioned a lot about the benefits and the priorities of the Project Forum, priorities and benefits of the Project Forum, but what's in there for you? Your voice matters. By sharing your insights and recommendations, you will help shape the future direction of Edito and its offering. Be recognized for your project's contribution to the European Digital Twin of the Ocean initiative. Members will be highlighted in Edito's newsletter section of the Project Forum and other communication channels. The Project Forum will provide networking opportunities as there will be a dedicated space to showcase the work for the projects to present and to connect with like-minded initiatives and explore collaborative opportunities that could lead to joint ventures or new partnerships. Now, what the platform looks like and how you can register will be announced in January. So please keep an eye on Edito's website and newsletter, and please come and join to build this exciting community together to help shape the future of the digital twin of the ocean together. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or drop a question on the Slido or find me in the networking breaks. I'm here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. You are an excellent face of the forum, I would say, with all of that energy and warmth. And I think that what I scribbled down and important, and I think part of it isn't just the sharing, as you say, to evolve, but you also get to elevate your own project profile. So that is also the win-win aspect of this, not just help evolve the platform. Thank you, and you also replugged the newsletter there. That came up yesterday. If you're not already, raise your hand if you are already receiving the newsletter. It doesn't count if you're in one of the partner organizations. Okay, raise your hand if you think, newsletter, I will be. Who hasn't done it yet but will? Okay, good. Good for us to plug the newsletter. January, that's when people need to keep an eye on what this forum will look like. Grand job, Jan Bart, follow that. Edito Community Expert Group, and tell us all, does anyone know anything about this? Is this a new, how much would people know about this?
I think the people that's supposed to be involved should know by now,
Okay.
I hope. And I see a few people in the room, so I will later ask them also to stand up so that people can see who they are and can reach out.
Perfect.
So they
Are you
warned.
happy to be a little bit, or do you want that? I'm looking at the sound man. Are you
Is it
happy
okay?
with the, is it okay, the sound with that? Yeah? Okay.
I am a bit taller. So.
Because he's taller? Yeah, you're
Okay.
good. Alrighty.
So, good morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here, and it's also a great pleasure to say a few words about the Community Expert Group. As we heard yesterday, the Edito platform has been largely built and is powered by two existing EU marine knowledge services, EMOTNet on the one hand, and the Copernicus Marine Service. And these communities, we heard from the scientific and technical coordinators of those services why this is so and how this has been done in the past, in the first phase. We also learned that in the second phase of the Edito developments, there is a much stronger emphasis on co-development, co-creation, and a much stronger involvement of the different communities. And the Edito, being powered by EMOTNet and Copernicus, both have a very strong community behind them. If we look at EMOTNet, we have more than 130 organizations and many more people behind that. So, as a consequence, to bring those communities much more closer into the development of the Edito platform, and also bring them into the governance, we've created the EMOTNet Community Expert Group, which primary focus or objective is really to create a framework, a platform, an opportunity for representatives of both communities to come together, to discuss, to exchange information, and to better align, let's say, the longer-term technical roadmaps that they have. And it's really all about alignment and better collaboration. The Community Expert Group will be convened by the EMOTNet Secretariat and organized, but in close collaborations with the project partners of Mercator and Vlis. And I think it's important to emphasize that this is a collaboration that already started in the first phase, and all new collaborations across different communities and different organizations take a bit of time to mature. And I think we are now at the stage with excellent teams from these three entities to take things to the next level and bring on the wider community stronger involved. So the role of the members will be to exchange insights, information, expertise, to get to know each other better, to exchange the best practices that both communities have developed over the years, and really advise on interoperability to align the different services and ensure that there is complementarity between them, all for the benefit of the users. There is built-in flexibility because they will face a number of technical challenges, no doubt, in the next phase, to set up specific ad hoc working groups or task force and bring in additional experts from the community to tackle particular problems or questions. So, who will be part of this group? We have the Copernicus Marine representatives. There will be representatives from the EMOTNet thematic nodes, subject matter experts, the project partners, the EMOTNet Secretariat, Mercator, Vlis. We're looking at 20 to 30 members, and we're very close to finalizing the list of participants. I'm not going to go through the entire list of, I'm not going to name everybody individually, but I'm going to ask those who are part of this community expert group that are in the room to please stand up so that we can see who you are, and you will see the names appear from the different communities. So first of all, we have the Edito team members. The group will be chaired by Conor Delaney, from the EMOTNET Secretariat, together with Marina Tonani, the Edito project manager, and then a whole project team supporting. Then from the EMOTNET community, we have about 2 representatives from each thematic lot, and we have 7 thematic lots, so that brings the numbers up to 14, 15 for
Well
the
done.
entire
Well
group.
done,
Yeah,
Jan
it's
Bart,
a
for your
nice, nice group. So I'm going to ask, please, if you can stand up so that everybody can see you. I see Anu is there, George is there.
You may
Wille,
stand.
please stand up.
It's good for the old doing a bit of sport.
Okay, there's a small group here. I hope all the rest are online to follow. And from the Copernicus Marine side, we have also a very strong representation. So that's wonderful. So how are we going to go about? We have the first meeting planned in the first quarter of next year. We will meet about twice a year, at least. If there is a need for more engagement, we will do so. Also, in between those meetings, we'll try to meet each other also at various events throughout. As Julia Vera yesterday showed, there are plenty of opportunities to connect and meet each other. And all of these outputs will, of course, interact with the, or will be shared with the Edito Steering Committee and the Management Board, so that we can really have good interaction between the different people involved in that. So at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a very important group. I believe it will help enormously to strengthen the collaboration. And I think we've heard this word many times yesterday and over the course of the week. Collaboration is very important, and I think this will help a lot to foster, let's say, the engagement of the communities, but also to optimize the complementarity between the EU services for the benefit of all users. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so you were so polite. You didn't walk in front of us. You walked behind us. I thought that was a nice touch there, Jan Bart. So, for Slido, let's go right to those. You have the screens here. Hopefully, the Slido will appear here as well as behind. So here you go. Okay, so we have 3 there. Have a read and see who will answer. Will models output submissions to Edito be reviewed by experts involved in both EMODNET and Copernicus? How will you validate the socio-economic models on Edito? And does app model peer review refer to their publication in scientific literature, or will you create a new Edito-specific peer review process? You are about to tip off your seat. Yes. So, which one will you take first?
Maybe the easiest one is the third one. So, peer review. I don't think we wish to create a specific Edito peer review process, so we can rely on what is published in the literature and peer reviewed. And then I think the process to validate specifically this or that model output is something that is in the building. It's not yet fully defined, so I'm afraid I can't really answer with details to the first 2 questions. But for sure, we will involve experts, so the expert group and experts from Copernicus and EMODNET will be involved in the process. Because we need experts, as the second question rises, we need experts from very different domains, from the ocean physics to the management of ports or socioeconomic models.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we've got also a question, do you see it at the bottom? Probably not, but maybe behind. Here we go. Could validation be delegated to regional networks?
This is something also to be discussed. It could be proposed to delegate part of the validation for sure. I don't know yet, but this is something for discussion. Sure.
Okay. And again, are all providers, that's a good question, are they in charge of the continuous validation of their data sets, or does that become automated by Edito?
The providers, for instance, Copernicus and Emotnet will continue to produce data. And in our internal processes, the providers are still in charge of the continuous validation of their data sets, and that will not change. And then Edito will provide additional functionalities to check automatically using the platform a series of data that can be checked automatically.
Okay.
But we cannot abandon the good work that has been done so far, and I think it's an asset of the existing services.
And let's just stick with the validation. How long do you expect the validation process to take from when the user submits to the validation? How long would that look like?
It's difficult to say right now, but I think we'll do a lot of efforts to make that as short as possible. But it will strongly depend on the type of data we are talking about.
Here we go. That's a good one. If specific applications or models or data are submitted, are later found not to be correct, will there be a procedure in place to remove those outputs from Edito?
What I can say is that at the moment we are thinking about something like a flag and not like a removal.
Okay.
The first approach is to flag good data as such, or to stamp good data as such, and not to remove things. But I guess that if something is deemed irrelevant or completely out of the scope, this will be removed or not accepted for onboarding in the first place.
So I think coming to you, Jan Bart, here is this question. Is there any representation from private industry as in the Edito working groups?
Well, it's a good question. I think formally it's not specifically mentioned, but I think a natural place would be rather the project forum, because that's a quite open group, and it's really to share information about the progress, about what's happening, what is possible. So I think that would be a natural place. Yeah. So perhaps we should be very open-minded about bringing in and really securing involvement of the private sector there. Yeah.
You want to add something, Ayman?
Yeah, definitely. Project Forum will answer this, and we are very happy to have anyone on board, basically. So national, regional, international companies or groups, initiatives who are interested in Edito to be on board in the Project Forum.
Okay. Here we go. Just coming back to you, Marie. Do you already have an idea on how to stamp the data and the products, VO level?
So as I said in the presentation, our starting point is stamping Copernicus and Emotnet data as V0 quality checked data. For models and applications, the current consensus is to start from assessing the literature on these models and applications. And now, as I said, this is very preliminary, and so this is our starting point. But yeah.
I think we have a last question coming in. I think you've answered. Here we go. The community expert group consists of Emotnet and Copernicus insiders. Was it an explicit choice to not include people from the broader community?
I would like to turn that in a more positive spin.
I will allow you to do that.
Thank you. No, I think these are quite important communities, as they are really powering the services. But that does not mean that the other broader community, there are plenty of opportunities for the broader opportunity through the Project Forum and many other ways and opportunities, as Julia Vera yesterday explained. So I think it's not to exclude people. We want to be as inclusive as we can, but we have different components that we need to bring in. And because the collaboration has been, in the first phase, largely done by the secretariats, the core, people from the both services driving the developments. In this phase, we really want to extend that within those communities, because I was saying we have the EMOTNET community is more than 130 organizations, a lot of people that have not been directly engaged that much. And so it's important to bring them closer. And so we have representatives from those communities, but they have a role to act as facilitators with that community. So the information that we share also goes to that broader community and feeds back. So, voilà.
I think that point was made also by Lennart, I can't remember, about, again, the community. There are already people within those partners and those organizations that don't know, So as you say, there is still huge scope that they also should be multipliers and to enhance the visibility and the use. Okay, I'm going to hold things there. If anything else has come in, as I said, for those of you online, or if you have any other thoughts that are particularly technical, Marie is working day and night to answer them for you, so she will. So thank you very much to all of you. You've been lovely, nice pace to start the day, because, there's a lot to listen to, so beautifully delivered. Thank you very much. Could you give them warm applause? Thank you. Thank you. You are allowed to put your feet up in the audience. Thank you, Cyrielle, for managing Slido there. That's great. Okay, before we take a break, and it's okay that we're just probably come in break 10 minutes, but we have ample time before we close the day after the breakouts, because our last session will be nice and concise. But this is a nice a little bit of a change of delivery and pace here in this session, because we have a couple of real life we're going to hone in, on a couple of real-life case studies now. So 2 projects that are not yet onboarded, but in that process. So I'm going to invite to the stage Eloisa Vargiu. She works at Setacqua Water Technology Center in Italy as a specialist in public funding, and collaborating to research in the field of digital water. And since June of last year, she's the coordinator of the Horizon Europe Ideation project, which you will have seen outside, focused on developing a unified digital twin for inland waters integrated within the digital twin ocean to create a comprehensive model of the hydrosphere. And also joining her is Patricia Antosh, who is Research Director at the Centre for Modelling Social Systems at the Norwegian Research Centre, and she coordinates the Surimi project. So I won't say what that is, because I'm not going to rain on her parade. That is her job. So welcome, sit. You look gorgeous. Hello. Please come in, sit. You both look absolutely lovely. Do sit in a moment. Let me just explain the rule of thumb, how we will proceed. So starting with Eloisa, we will have a presentation of each of the projects. You can do them here or... yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do you need to see your slides? Yeah, well, Marina informed me that if you are not quite tall enough for no, you are. You will not get to see the slides. So it was a good tip. No, it's a good tip, because I see these are very small screens. So we're going to hear 4 minutes, bam, 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 the top lines of each project, and then I'm going to sit with both of you, and I have a few questions just so that we can go behind the scenes of the projects and really get a view on some of the challenges and what they're looking forward to in onboarding Edito. So over to you for this first project.
Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure to me to be here, because we are the other part of the water. We are based on an interest in working with inland waters, not in the ocean, but everything is connected. So it's a pleasure to me to be here today and to may say something. Okay, yeah. So I'm the coordinator of ideation. That is, the full name is Inland Waters in the Digital Twin Ocean. So Digital Twin Ocean is in the name of our project, even if we work on inland waters, and there is a motivation of that, of course. As you know, better than me, the Digital Twin Ocean is an initiative that started some years ago, and now Edito is modeling it and preparing the infrastructure and all the services to have this digital twin. But and it was focused on the ocean, as the name says. But what it was missing was the part of inland water. So it's where ideation comes, and we consider the other part. We consider all the inland waters that are snow and ice, reservoirs, lakes, wetlands, river and estuaries, coastal water, groundwater, and urban water. So we are considering all of them. Our initial idea when we applied for this call of the European Commission, ideation is founded under Emission Ocean Call. Our first idea was to have one digital twin for inland waters, but it is impossible because what we discover is that each type of water has a different story, and also if geographical site is a different story. I mean, a reservoir in Switzerland has not the same needs of a reservoir in Cyprus, for example. So we have to think into consideration all of this. So what we started from the very beginning, and I was pleasured that in the previous talk we were talking about co-creation, and we were talking about the project forum or the expert group, because it's how we decide to move inside ideation, to start from the stakeholders, because they are those that has the expertise, they are those that knows what they need. And so we decide to focus on different regions. In the future they are 16, but now we reached 18. And in each of them we prepare and we add multi-stakeholder fora to talk with the stakeholder to keep from them the requirements and the needs for the specific region and for different type of water. For example, in Cyprus, we work with the water development department. In Spain, we work with Aguas de Barcelona, that is a water utility. So we try to put together in the different regions experts. And in parallel, we work on an inventory, a catalog of policies, projects, scientific results, to have the vision of what is already there in the literature, because we don't want to reinvent the wheel, but we want to put together also what is already there from previous experience. And then we analyze the requirements that come from the stakeholders together with what is in this catalog, that is called Open Keywords, and we perform a mapping in order to see what is missing, what is already there, what is asked for by the stakeholders and is not covered yet, these kind of things. And starting from that, and also together with the definition of so-called reference use cases, ideation is a coordination and support action. We don't have real physical pilots, but we need to concretize what we want. Otherwise, it's just blah, 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 something very abstract that is different to put in practice. And so we decided for each of the type of water to define a reference use case with expert as a co-creation phase, also in this case, and we went to them and say, okay, let's suppose that you have all the money of the world, all the time, all the effort, all the resources. Which is the digital twin for example, urban water that you see, and we define with them the requirements and the challenges, the needs, and also we perform a SWOT analysis of that because we are thinking about the future. And also then we go to another place to have like a replicability study. Everything is very theoretical. For example, the urban water I mentioned. So in for the urban water, we defined this reference use case together with Aguas de Barcelona, and then we go to Berlin to the KWE and we ask them, okay, what do you think? Is what they are asking in Spain is also applicable in your case or not? And we start a discussion, and we discovered that also in geographical sites that are very different, there could be some commonalities. That's good. And everything of this is used for the reference architecture that we are defining. And as you may see there in the slide, there is digital twin ocean below, because we cannot think about, we cannot define anything without thinking on the digital twin ocean. because our goal is to have the solution interoperable with it. So we had some meeting with colleagues from Vlits and also for the Mercador to check how to implement this reference architecture. And at the end of the project, we will go to all of you, to European Commission and everybody, because it will be open, with a roadmap, with a guideline for the future development of digital twins for inland waters. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Come take a seat. Thank you very much. Super interesting. A lot of work done. Just before you go, sorry, just one quick question, and we won't take questions from the floor because I can't be any later, but we will take questions on Slido. And I think for you, it's if you want to find out more, those of you here, you just go directly for Ideation Surimi. Those of you who are online, you know the names, so you know where to find these good people. Just a quick one. You said it was such a nice line. Water, each body of water has its own story. So, briefly, in those different groups across different member states, because, so are you saying that, you know, the urban water guys from, you know, the relevant stakeholders will be in one group, and then those who are reservoirs will be in another? So it's very, very specific in terms of...
Yes, exactly. At the beginning, we asked to each of the country stakeholders which are the type of water that are more relevant for them. And then we select each of them for defining the reference use cases, and is when we discover that there are very different situations. For example, in Cyprus, that is one of the partners, we discovered that there is a very drought for 3 years that is not raining. So they have a very different situation, for example, from Switzerland, where they have the problem of the melted glaciers. So we cannot define a unique digital twin, neither for reservoir. I mean, we need different, considering the different countries.
Yeah. Thank you for qualifying that. Okay, Patricia, let's hear about Surimi, building partnerships with stakeholders from industry, science, policy and society to develop 9 socio-ecological models for integration into the European Digital Twin Ocean. That is correct?
That is correct.
Tell us more. Okay, your time starts now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Could I have my slides, please?
The big one at the top. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
Yes. So thank you for inviting me here today. My name is Patricia. I am excited to talk to you about the Surimi project. And I'm actually wearing 2 hats today. One is the Surimi project hat, where I'm the coordinator, and another one is a representative of one of 4 projects that were funded under the same topic of contributing and developing socio-ecological models and onboarding them onto the digital twin of the ocean. As such, with the 4 projects, we started collaboration early on. And this year we applied and have been recognized as a Sea Twins project together under the DITO program. And if you want to know more about us, we will be organizing a symposium, Sea Twins Symposium, in October, November 2026 that is co-financed by ICES. So we're very excited to also share this news with you, because I think this community might be interested in joining us there. So a few more words about the Surimi project. We were, as you know, a Horizon Europe project. I am privileged to work with some really awesome partners. We started more or less a year and a half ago, so we're halfway through. And we do have a very ambitious goal of bringing some models to the European digital twin of the ocean. The way you can recognize us from the other project is that we are the one who has the red logo, and we are the one who's focused on fisheries. It is fisheries, fisheries, fisheries with us. So what are the models that we are offering you? When we think about fisheries, we would like to represent the entire system with as much detail as possible. So we have taken some existing, well-developed, well-established models that have been here for decades, like EcoPath with EcoSim and Poseidon, tested in multiple waters around the globe, and some new models that we're developing specifically for this project. Think about our ambition as combining these models coupling them together, making them interoperable, to have one detailed representation of the entire system, basically from spawning fish to having a fish product on your plate. We are looking at marine biology with EcoPath with EcoSim. Then we're looking at the maximum sustainable yield with CMSY++, so how much fish can we actually fish out for the system to be still sustainable? Then with Poseidon, we're looking at the behavior of fishers. How much do they fish? Where do they go? We have a market model that looks at market pricing, depending on the port where you are, historical prices, the amount of fish that is caught, and the amount of people that want to buy the fish, what would be the price of that fish? And then we're looking at the value chain model, taking these fish that are caught and bringing them closer to the actual end consumers. So this is our ambition. And I think the way we're working with it now is we're trying to couple these models in a manner that is not normal now, so we're quite unique, because we want each of the models to speak with all of the other models in any implementation. So they exchange information very frequently, which means that we can stop a model each month and exchange all of the information between all of the models and see what the state of the system is in May, June, July, whenever you want that. So I think I will end with this. Thank you very much for your attention. We've got a Seatwins booth. Remember about us next year, October. And yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Really interesting, very, very interesting. So, in the style of polar bear pitching, you know polar bear pitching in Finland, where they carve a hole in the... This is, well, I heard this many years ago, so if there's Finns in the room and I'm talking out of my backside, I'm very sorry, but I did hear that if you want to, it connects you. You have a project and you want funding, and you have to pitch it in the speed. You have to jump into an ice hole, pitch it, see how long you last, and come out again. So, there you go. In the style of polar bear pitching, we're going to treat these 4 questions, because then I'm going to release these good people for coffee and to the breakouts, all right? And I don't want to be any later. So, just a couple of sentences from each of you. Why are you looking forward to onboarding? In a nutshell.
So, I think with Surimi, there are 2 reasons. The first reason is that to us, the Edito platform represents a shift in thinking about managing complex socio-ecological systems. So it is, to me, a beacon of hope in the world where policy decision-making, policy appointments are based on loyalty, policy decision-making is based on we don't really know what, whatever is popular among the people at the moment, or whatever we can polarize the population on. The effort of the Commission to bring scientific competence closer to the decision makers is something that is really, really hopeful and really, really good for our democracies. So that's the first reason. And
Can
the second reason,
okay, if
just
it's
the
short,
second reason,
yeah.
we do offer something really, really awesome.
Okay. 2 excellent, excellent points. Thank you. For you, just...
Yes,
in
our case, we have a deal with the European Commission that our solution must be interoperable with the Digital Twin Ocean, so we must work with Edito. But at the same time, since it's true that each type of water has a different story, but it's also true that everything is interconnected. So at the end, also for example, the river is interconnected to the sea. So we have to think about, and we are working now to have a proof of concept to check the interoperability of our reference architecture with the Edito. So we started already to do something.
Thank you. Okay, just a couple of points about how you're approaching the process. What's at the heart of it? Beautifully telegraphic.
Beautifully telegraphic from the start, collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. That's the most important thing.
Okay. With across the board, with all of those in all of...
So, first of all, with the Edito team.
Yeah.
So the first time we've met actually was in May when we started that project exactly a year and a half ago during the Digital Ocean Forum. This is when we first spoke with the creators of Edito. and also with the sister projects, because for us it's really important because we're in the same kind of on the same boat, I would even say.
Yeah. Thank you. For you?
The same of Surimi, yes. We started in June 2024. We participate to the digital forum, Ocean Forum, and we started meeting and know about the digital twin Ocean and Edito, and so we started from them. We have no sister projects, but we have a lot of friends projects, so we are working with, also because we are a CSA, so we are very involved in networking activities because we think that, the collaboration is the word.
Absolutely. So for both of you, one challenge, and then for both of you, one expected benefit. So what is the biggest challenge where you have to focus efforts?
So I think to us the biggest challenge is that the Edito platform is still in the making, same as us. And the fact that the vision is still crystallizing means that there is focus that is still being established. And this is why I say collaboration is the key here, because we need to fit together constantly.
Yeah, makes sense. Yes?
Yes, the challenge is very similar because we are defining the reference architecture in ideation, but we have to think about the architecture of Edito, but it's something that is still in progress. So we have to work together and to check every, 3 months if we are doing well or not in order to be really aligned. Otherwise, we are doing something that then is not useful.
Last one, which I guess kind of speaks to the first question about why you're looking forward to onboarding, but what one expected benefit for you?
So to us, I think the mission ocean, the need to protect our waters, the need to make them sustainable is a very, very ambitious goal. And anything that can bring us closer to that is something worth fighting for.
Thank you.
In our case, we want to be aligned with water resilience strategies, for example, and so the digitalization of water is, of course, one of the points that we have to take into consideration.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ladies. You were fabulous, and absolutely you can see that because your projects are evolving and Edito is evolving, absolutely the complexity, the importance of collaboration. I would say I always share one of my most favorite quotes from the philosopher, the playwright, George Bernard Shaw. He has this great quote: "The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place." It is true. And it requires a hell of a lot of effort on top of your day jobs, as part of your day jobs. But you're both splendid and great ambassadors for these projects. Your absolute passion, your knowledge, your commitment. You've been fabulous. Thank you very much. Warm applause to both of you. Stay with me. You can stay if you like, because I'm going to take people in. So what I will say is we've got this. I think we should take 30 minutes because our final session will not be half an hour. So take your coffee, 3 onboarding sessions, same thing, data model app. So our online audience, you don't join us for those, thank you. We bid you farewell. Don't forget, slides available, summary report available, and you know where to go if you want to follow up on any of this brilliant content that has been presented to you, all right? Warm thanks for being here. Refuel, make your way to your breakouts, and then we will come back here for a final half hour. I promise we will herd you politely back into this room. Okay? Enjoy. Thank you. Thank you so much. You are so kind. You are there. Anybody fancies being in those seats? I would be very grateful if the man from Italy... No, he's going on that side. No, there's some seats here. Louis, your seat has been taken. Sorry. Oh, are you able to sit in a different seat? All right. Okay, lovely people, please do check that your phones are on silent. Shh. It's the last twilight moments of the event. We're going to have a nice informal chat to close. First of all, hands up, be very honest. Did you get something out of your sessions, your respective sessions? Yes, so who did data? Hands up if you were a data bod. Was helpful? Yeah? And who did apps? Helpful? Even? Okay, and who did models? Just you? Were you alone in the room? Are they still up there? No one brought them down. Well, that's not useful, is it? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to really ask for your help now. Come on. Last chance, somebody take the mic in your hand and share with the group what you've got out of the last, something that has stuck with you from this day and a half event. I think that is the least I can demand of you in the room. Come on, you don't want to listen to me anymore. Who is prepared to say, this is what I'm taking away, this is why I'm glad I came? Well, thank you so much. Do we have a microphone? Is that here? Look, I've got one. I've got a microphone. You've got a microphone. Okay. Come on. This is your time before we get them down from upstairs. You may stand. I won't make you stand.
I expect 2 glasses of champagne now. Now, Bente Liljaby here. I was at the data group, and one of the big takeaway is that in order for people to actually want to share the data, citation and provenance is key. And this is something I think is worth focus on working on.
Thank you very much. Okay, the ice has been broken. Is yours going to be a big political, I know this lovely gentleman, political statement or something applicable to this? Okay, concise? Promise? We know each other, okay? In a good way, not in a bad way. Hang on a minute. Microphone.
Thank you. Angelos Harlaftis, for those who don't know me. I'm working 18 years here in deep science, and also I'm organizing the Pan-European and Mediterranean political movement according to Aristotle, the Echo Waves movement. So today I was very happy to be with your community, with a lot of communities, because I updated my knowledge and my data in the scientific point of view as we see it for all Europe. And what I want to say again, which I spoke at the modeling before some minutes, is that you have to concern about the safety and the security of your data, because we need in Europe to keep open inside our institutions if you want the research to be financed. We have difficulties in the future in the financing, so we have to sell the data, because the data is the money of the today world and the tomorrow world. So you, the researchers, you have to think ways to get some money through the open source abilities, which they can have a level, if I'm speaking to the late years, to the Copernicus communities, so that you can finance your research. Thank you very much.
You may say something, Zoe. Of course you may. Look, I have so many microphones at my disposal. Zoe will answer you, sir. Yes.
The data is already paid by public money. So we cannot sell again. Yes, but the public access to the data...
Hang on, we can't hear. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. You see, I did ask. I said play nice, didn't I? I am winking at you. Okay.
Just a quick, real positive comment.
Oh, you're there.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I'm here from the George programme. We're about making new novel carbon cycle measurements.
Just hold that there.
And what I can say from this day and a half, which is all I've been here for, is that it's been very positive, and I'm going to be taking back a message that we need to work closely join Edito and so on and so forth, and make sure that we work closely with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Been
I
a
love the way
great
you
time.
raised that like cheers.
Champagne anytime.
Champagne in the mic. Anybody else? Come on, while they're just being seated, somebody else share your thoughts. Share maybe a wish for going forwards. Share, thank you, sir. So a microphone here would be lovely. Do tell us who you are, please.
Hello, good morning. My name is Tiago Garcia. I work at Plus Atlantic in Portugal. We are involved in the communication of Edito Model Lab, and I'm a science communicator. I also work in ocean literacy, and this is a topic that I would like to spike the ideas for the future. How can we use Edito as a tool for education, to reach out beyond this bubble?
Yeah.
To educate the future, the leaders, the researchers, etc., the citizens, and how can we include that component in the future of Edito and in the projects and so on.
Thank you. Perhaps that's one for the community groups, for the expert groups, for a good conversation. Yes. Just over the other side, from our Surimi specialist here, from Norse. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Since we're sharing wishes, I would like to have a wish that the efforts that are related to onboarding either data sets or applications or models on Edito are recognized as achievements in someone's scientific careers in the same way that publications are recognized there. So
Good
because
point.
I think here it was really visible to me that there are plenty of people that are ready to contribute and very willing to contribute. So,
But that's a further incentive and a kind of a leveling of the playing field. Okay, anybody else? A last one from this side of the room? Or anybody else? No? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Who is that?
Me.
Oh, hello.
Connor,
Me.
me button it. I just wanted to say how amazing it was to see the innovation going on. When Copernicus Marine and eModNet came together to design Edito, we knew we had to do this in order to make our services relevant going forward for a new generation of scientists. And to see, I just saw an amazing presentation on DTO Bioflow about tracking fish in the North Sea, which a lot of that's been enabled by things we've done with Edito. And it's fantastic to see it, and it's great to think that we're going to go forward and people are going to build on top of Edito and build on top of the things that people are achieving, because people are willing to share their success stories through the Edito platform and help each other move forward. So that's been fantastic to see.
Thank you, and thank you for all of your contributions at this event. Okay, if everybody's in the room, do you need to take a seat, good people at the back, or you're happy? You're deliberately standing. You're sick of sitting on your backside. All right, so this last short session, just to wrap things up in a very cogent way, it's my pleasure to invite, in every case, back to the stage. So from Maketa Ocean International, it's lovely to invite back Marina Tonani, and from the European Commission, is that right? Oh, you didn't, you're laughing, yeah. Sorry, that was a surprise. Yeah. Yeah. Zoe, no one is going to mess with you. Look at that, that is fabulous. Okay, so from DG Mari, Zoe Constantinou, from DG Research and Innovation, Nicolas Segebart, and Program Officer at DG DEFIS, Alessandra Cacciari. So, welcome, come to the stage. You will still see those down there. Come. Thank you. Nicholas, I love yours. Nicholas, you look very coolly self-satisfied there. No? It's like...
Well...
And Marina, you just look like somebody who is permanently in a good mood, and that's probably you. And Alessandra, another thing, I know my stuff don't mess with me. Look at that. Yeah, we love it. Thank you. Can we just we're going to see more Tonu. Can we do a round of applause for his brilliance? Thank you. All right. right, we will keep this nice and informal, no sort of set questions. I'm going to give the floor to you, Marina, from a sort of a technical feedback point of view, perhaps a couple of nice takeaways for the community, perhaps one for you. And I always ask this question, anything that popped up that was surprising for you, in a good way or in a, who knows, in a less good way? Let's start with you.
Okay, so it's very difficult.
And hold it here.
Oh,
and
sorry.
Don't
Here I am.
speak too fast.
So summarizing few sentences is difficult, but there has been something surprising me, and it was the live demonstration of Edito, showcasing the case of Bridge, Black Sea DTO, because I've been involved in the process for the integration, and I wasn't aware that it was already there after a few weeks, and it was a beautiful surprise to see that things are really moving fast in Edito, even at a pace that I cannot able to keep up with it. It's amazing. That was really a very important message for understanding that if we go in the right direction, we can really move fast and achieve great results. And in addition to this, I've been very surprised by the interest that has been shown by all the participants here, keen to understand Edito, to engage with Edito, to be part of it. And I think that this is really the best message for us, trying to do our best for building something that is going to be at the service of the community.
One more question, given that the title of this last session is Forthcoming Milestones. You got lots of very specific feedback, and there were obviously many times when there was an acknowledgement, yeah, okay, we know that, that is something to work on, or, interesting, private sector, okay, yes, that can be in one of the groups. There's the newsletter, there's the groups, there's the forum, we've got upcoming trainings and webinars. Anything else from the sort of technical side of milestones that this community needs to know about that hasn't been mentioned?
But I think that my colleagues did a great job in going through all the steps that Edito will take for engaging with you, the community. And I hope that the message is clear. And there are several, as you said, several means to be in contact with Edito. So we have the newsletter, you can register on the platform, you can engage in the project forum. There are several people of the audience that are involved in the community expert group. And we are doing our best to reach all the projects that are showing an interest, and also those that maybe are not aware that Edito can help and support them.
Thank you. So let's just, I don't mind, Zoe, I come to you first. Looking sort of forthcoming milestones from the EU perspective, how it fits with the other initiatives, what you hope for, what you see, what you ask for coming. Because I think you have some asks.
Do you have enough time? I don't think so. I'm very excited seeing the community coming together. And I'm looking forward to see in the next year the implementation of the digital twin applications, particularly for policy. And during these days, we had the opportunity to have a couple of discussions and to see a couple of examples that are very fit towards these goals. It's also, from the higher policy perspective, there is a big demand for this kind of applications. And it's our opportunity as a community to show the importance of marine knowledge for dedicated and knowledge-based policy making. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I know that the next year is going to be full of opportunities for the Digital Twin Ocean to showcase the value, and through the Digital Twin Ocean, I hope that we are going to manage to bring forward all the different initiatives of the community that we managed to see these days.
Thank you. I don't need to ask you anything prescriptive, Nicolas. I think you will know what you want to say or what you take away, so I just leave you the floor.
Thank you, Katrina. I think I will start by reiterate what I said in the very first session, is how far we have progressed in a very, very short time. I mean, it's only 4 years ago that we came up with the idea of this core infrastructure for the EU digital twin. 4 years ago, it's very, very short. And in the first DigitalOcean forum, I think the people who were there remember that there were some eyebrows raising. They were, what the hell is that? It's going to be completely fuzzy and completely unrealizable. I think we are demonstrating today that it is possible. Of course, there's still a long way to have something very solid and usable for policymakers, which is very robust. But we see that it's possible, and that in 5 years, considering where we are now with respect to 4 years ago, it's clearly possible. The second thing is, as Zoe said, is the community engagement. The co-design, the co-development has always been at the core of the concept of the EU DTO, and that is something that we wanted to scale up in this second phase, and we see that the engagement is there from many projects, from many activities, from national, European projects. So that is absolutely great. It's going to be challenging for the Edito team. So maybe you will need to have some bit of patience at some times, but I'm there fully engaged to make sure that they support all the project to onboard on Edito. And then the third point, and last point, we discussed that with Fabienne Jacques, who was at the very beginning, one of the designers of the concept in DigiDev is with us, and Fabrice. I think it's mature now enough to engage with the private sector, to develop applications that are directly useful for the private sector. And maybe it's a good hint for you, it's also a source of income, to have public-private partnerships to develop applications that are very useful for the private sector. So policies, we will try to drive that, but go and contact the private sector, offer ideas, and see whether you can create partnerships.
Thank you. And I would say, because you're moving into a particular stage moving forward for 2030, that's often when you find, there's all of this at the outset, you say, gosh, we've come so far. And in a way, perhaps good, there are some challenges in this period because you want something to drive that energy because you've got this target, this goal in sight. So probably not a bad thing, but I think wise and kind and important for you to sort of say, be patient. It's not like people are just twiddling their thumbs. There's actually a lot to be across. Over to you, Alessandra.
Thanks a lot. So I'm going to, as Nicolas has done, making a link to what I was saying yesterday. And yesterday I was concluding, a bit cheating, saying what would be the one world. And I was saying the one world would be an operational marine knowledge tool for reaching the end users. And I think we have seen in the 1.5 days today, yesterday and this morning, between the richness of the discussion, the proactiveness of all the people here, that all the ingredients are there, but also the pathway is really there to reach the fact that Edito could become a fully integrated platforms with CMEMS, EMODnet, and offering this powerful tool. It's really, it's tangible that the path is there, and that this is the objective for how much challenge it could be, it's within reach, and we can do it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anything else? A commentary, jumping in, a question for? No? Oh, yes.
A big thank you to everybody that was here and put their energy and their dedication into a long and demanding week.
You've done incredibly well, yes.
Not only a week, and it sounds like a closing from Zoe, but I think it's a true thank to all the community who is engaged with Edito and with this initiative, because of course we depend on you to actually make it real.
Yep.
So
Did you want to say it? Yeah.
Something very short. So, but thank you has already been said. But I think that we are really a strong community together, and we have something in common, because I think that we all love the ocean.
Indeed. Thank you. In the interests, you're good. Who, I have to ask, is anybody attending the event on Tuesday, the R&I event? Because then you've really done the triple whammy. Oh, okay. So we all see each other then. Thank you. I just do a check-in with you to see any last wish, ask, question, comment for the crowd that you have on stage. Now is your moment. If everybody's good and needs to get some food in their belly and literally air their brains, let's just do a last poll. I think that would be appropriate to ask you just to do a very last poll. How you leave. If you were here for EMODNet, it reflects a little bit the similar asks, but let's see. If how do you leave this 2-day event, and then we will do, you want to do Tonu first? Okay, we will do that first. So before we do the poll, let us just have a look at this brilliance. I have my favorites. I love this one right at the bottom. I called it a clam, but is it an oyster? That says, wait, I have data, before he gets crushed. So we love this. Should we have a look at the next one? Anybody feel free to chip in. Okay. We love that. The octopus, the hackathons. Okay, a very diligent class there, looking at what's upcoming. He does seem very, very tired. Yeah, he's got steam coming out of his head. Shall we have a look at the next one? The portal, the single portal, because of course I had to refer to the Titanic. I think I was just so outclassed by the technicality of that presentation. The thing that I focused on was the Titanic. Who remembers what that was called, the iceberg, in that presentation? Juliette, Romeo, we need a Romeo, je pense. Fantastic. Look at the little penguin there. Look at our increased offer. And that was way back. Was that the fish, the old fish was to the monkeys, or what was it? Tonu, the old one, the old guy. Up at the mic. And okay, all right. And on to the, I think we've got a last one as well that came from this morning. Yep, from the community. Oh no! Does it say dad in the fish sticks? In the crab sticks? I will never look at a fish stick the same way again. That's it. Okay. Look, I love that with the prawn. We would like your feedback. It's fabulous. Can we please have another round of applause? Because that's really brilliant. That needs to be the title of your first book, If Fish Could Talk. If sea creatures could talk, this is what we would get. Now, should we just do the poll? Should we see if we can run it? And then final thanks, and you're out and good to go. At the end of this 2-day event. So, there we go. Proud, motivated, better informed. You've got an incredible amount of percentages there. Voila. Okay. So we just let that settle. You can also see it in front of you. I think that's the good and the right split. Right? You happy with that? Excellent. So, can I thank you, all of you, from DG Mare, from DG Research, from DG DEFIS. Of course, we also had the really excellent contributions from the Directorate General for International Partnerships as well. We heard from DG Environment and we heard from DG Connect. But thank you to these primary Directorates General who are behind all of this, we can see, with true, genuine warmth, expertise and enthusiasm. So thank you for that. And also to Mercator Ocean International, Fabrice, I don't know how many bloody times you had to do a demo, but I think it was a lot. To the Flanders Marine Institute and Ocean Seascape Belgium. It's clear that you genuinely do work tirelessly, so thank you very much as the implementation partners. He's not with us, and he won't be able to see this because we no longer have the audience online, I think, but I need to do a shout out at Mercator to Vincent Legros. He's not here, but he's done a tremendous amount of work coordinating all the content for this, so please take back my thanks to him and do say that I did a shout out to him. Julie was also super helpful, Julie Vera. You were very, very good for me at really explaining things clearly and how all the bits of the puzzle fit together. So that was extremely helpful. Can I just ask you, everybody who was part of the organising team, can you just stand? And I think we should just have some nice applause for the last time for all of you. So Cyril, everybody from the implementation partners and the organisers, do you want to just stand? Or you don't have to if you feel a bit uncomfortable doing that. Very warm thanks. And that includes our colleagues at VO Europe and GOPA. Again, you know, you're just scurrying around behind the scenes events. They're never easy to put together, or you put them together and then 25 people drop out and it's a bloody nightmare. So I feel you. Of course, huge thanks to all of our brilliant speakers and to you, our fantastic audience. There is no event without you. That's why it's called an event. Otherwise, it's a work meeting. So thank you very much for being so diligent and for all of your input. Webinar 29th of January, is that right? On the upcoming calls, 29th of January. Don't forget to sign up to the Edito newsletter if you haven't already done so. There were some raised hands who were going to do that. And the Project Forum, we launched the Edito Project Forum here, but registration for it opens in January, and the Edito Community Expert Group meets, a reminder, in the first quarter of 2026. Summary report coming. PDFs of the presentations will be made available shortly. On that note, yay! You are released. Spread the word, but first go and eat. Thank you so much for being here. Well done. And thank you, Tonu. And thank you to the technicians. Sorry, technicians and Tonu, photographer. Thank you. Thank you very much.
On behalf of everyone, thanks, Katrina, for
pleasure.
the excellent.
Thank you. I learned a lot. It's always a privilege. What can I say? Thank you.